magic, the occult, and religion.
Good afternoon and welcome to Just News on Friday, May the 4th. I'm Finola Miles.
And I'm Ed Jones. The headlines.
Victory for Labour as the Lib Dems take a pounding in Sheffield.
Thank you. A man's died after falling from the roof of a Sheffield car park.
Will the owls fly high or will the blades make the cut? It's promotion weekend in Sheffield.
The local election results are in and it's been a bad day for Sheffield's Liberal Democrats. Here's how things looked in Sheffield before the elections, with the Lib Dems holding 15 of the contested seats. But it's been a great day for Labour, who've taken 9 seats from the Lib Dems, including the seat of former council leader Paul Scriven. And the Green Party now hold 2 seats on the council. There's also been a resounding verdict in the mayoral referendum, with 65% voting no. Charlotte Frost has the story of the day.
An ecstatic Labour Party. 4 years on and the yellow has faded to red. Labour have strengthened their hold on Sheffield Council, winning 21 out of the 28 seats up for grabs today, virtually wiping out the Liberal Democrats. Highly contested Broom Hill caused a stir on the count floor, with Paul Scriven, former leader of the council, defending the Democrats' seat. But Central MP Paul Blomfield, they're anticipating a Labour steal for the ward. It soon became clear that Jane Dunn had secured an emotional win for Labour, Scriven suffering a devastating loss.
Jane Patricia Dunn has been duly elected.
What this was a Scriven factor. I have been a thorn in the side of the Labour Party, a strong Liberal voice, and they wanted my scalp on the back of a national issue.
The Greens not only overtook the Lib Dems in Broom Hill, coming second, but Central Councillor Rob Murphy secured his seat for a second term.
I think the other thing that's come, especially this year, is people have had enough of the three main parties and they're looking for an alternative. And I think in Sheffield, the Green Party is that alternative.
So overall, an extremely bad day for the Democrats, leaving them with only 23 places on the whole of the council to Labour's 59.
Losing 1 seat is difficult, but losing 9 is difficult. And we've lost some very long-standing and very close friends of mine and hard-working local councillors. So yeah, very disappointing day for the Liberal Democrats.
It's been a day of Labour victory here in Sheffield, with gasps from the crowd as former Sheffield Council leader Lib Dem Paul Scriven lost his seat in Broom Hill. The Labour Party purging the Liberal Democrats of 9 seats in total. But with low turnouts at the polling stations, what do these results actually mean?
These are local elections, aren't they? I mean, it's looking very good for Labour. I think the most disappointing factor is the low turnout, and I think all politicians need to sit up and listen, and they need to listen to what the electorate are saying. And whilst they're staying at home, obviously they are showing no confidence in politicians. And I think, from my perspective, for my group, that's the biggest message that's coming across loud and clear, and we will reconnect with those people out in the community that feel disaffected by politics.
Turnout to the polling stations dropped by 10% on last year's, and with those who are voting red, is this a sign of the UK's disillusionment with the coalition? Sheffield also voted no to an elected mayor in the referendum, confirming their support for council leader Julie Dore. This is Charlotte Frost, Just News, at the local election count in Sheffield.
Well, now I'm joined by Just News' political expert, Bryony Robinson. So Bryony, just how bad has today been for the Lib Dems in Sheffield?
It's been pretty disastrous. Not only have they lost 9 councillors to the Labour Party, but they've also lost some pretty important Lib Dem figures, particularly Paul Scriven in Broom Hill, who used to be the leader of the council when the Lib Dems were in power. So I think it's been quite a blow to them.
And on a national level, what have today's council elections meant to the coalition?
Well, it's quite common for a party in power to do badly in local elections in the middle of their term, but I think today has been pretty disastrous. Labour have made massive gains and the coalition are under fire for their policies, so I think they're going to be taking a real hard look at themselves.
And in the last couple of hours, we've heard that Sheffield has voted against having a mayoral system. How does that fit in elsewhere?
Well, it's been a really interesting day actually, because it's been quite a mixed turnout. Sheffield voted against, and also Coventry had, and they had sort of 65–64% against. There's been 3 that were very close but came out as a no, which were Bradford, Manchester and Nottingham. And then Bristol have actually voted yes on 53%. Also, there's Doncaster to fit into the picture, where they've actually voted to keep the mayor after all on 62%. So it'll be interesting over the next few days to see why people think the picture's been so varied.
Thank you very much, Bryony.
A young man's died after falling from the roof of a car park in the centre of Sheffield. It happened yesterday at 5 p m at Kew Car Park on Arundel Gate. The man hasn't been named by the police, who say they're not treating the death as suspicious. The police aren't looking for anyone in connection with the death. The coroner has been informed.
Sheffield Central Library is giving away 1,500 copies of Charles Dickens' classic Oliver Twist. It's to mark 200 years since the famous author's birth. I popped down to pick up a copy.
Sheffield's been celebrating a very special birthday this month, but Charles Dickens is no spring chicken. Sheffield's libraries are giving out free copies of Dickens's masterpiece, Oliver Twist, all this month to mark 200 years since the writer was born. It's also hoped that the books will attract a younger generation of readers, all queuing up for more, sir. But what is it about Dickens that has built such great expectations?
It's just so iconic, and I think it kind of like he springs the characters off the page and brings it to life, and it's almost, these stories can be timeless as well. There's like the idea, they've got those themes that run through it and they're quite classic, I think.
The city's just one of several taking part in the campaign, and with a third of the 1,500 copies already flying off the shelves, and many more events planned for the coming weeks, it's definitely not the worst of times for Dickens fans, as Sheffield Library hopes the best of times are yet to come.
The election results have been grabbing the headlines today, but some would argue an even bigger issue will be decided tomorrow, when either Sheffield Wednesday or United will be promoted to the Championship. Ian Chambers has more.
It's a rivalry that spans well over a century, and both Sheffield Wednesday and United have the opportunity to be promoted into the Championship tomorrow afternoon. Both teams are going to have to show nerves of steel.
Sheffield Wednesday are currently sitting in second place, just 1 point ahead of United on the last day of the season. It's a winner-takes-all match for the Owls, heading into their clash with relegated side Wycombe at home. The gauntlet has been laid down for the players, and the fans are confident they'll be going up.
It's going to be Sheffield Wednesday all the way, because we're all Owls, and you know, it's been a very long season, and I think it's the time that, you know, it's about good luck and a bit of good fortune come over to Sheffield Wednesday.
Definitely Sheffield Wednesday, because we are massive, and United's messed it up. They've been in lead for the last how many weeks? About 6. Now they slipped up. Silly Wednesday's hands, they can't lose it.
Sheffield Wednesday, of course, because I think they're playing well below they should be. I think they're a Premiership side, and I think we're actually, good times are coming back now.
How about you, little man?
I think we're going up.
Definitely.
Supporters young and old have been waiting over 2 years to see their side get back to the glory days.
Now United, on the other hand, they need Wednesday to slip up, which means if Wednesday either lose or draw and United go on to beat Exeter away, then the Blades get promoted into the Championship.
United know it's Wednesdays to lose, but if there's any mistakes by their Steel City rivals, the Reds will be waiting. The Blades don't have the home advantage, but are also playing a relegated side. Fans who couldn't get tickets to the big day can come down to Bramall Lane and watch the game on a big screen, similar to this one. Despite the challenge ahead, the fans are confident their team can do it.
Sheffield United easy, and they're our best team, and I think Wednesday's going to crack under pressure, so I think this is where we're strongest, so I think we'll have them easy.
Well, we know Charlton's promoted, Sheffield United will go up with shock result at Hillsborough tomorrow. We threw it away last Saturday, but as we know, it's a funny old game, football.
And why?
I've got to say United, haven't I? I've got Macca walking past. Obviously the odds are slightly in Wednesday's favour, but at the end of the day, who knows?
The players are packed up and ready to fight for promotion into England's second division. And by 5 o'clock tomorrow, we'll know who's come out on top. The weight of the whole season boils down to just one day. The Blades will fight for it, but it's all in Wednesday's hands.
That's going to be a tense day tomorrow. Do you know anything about the football?
Do you know what? I'm not even going to pretend.
Fair enough.
And the weather. It'll be a bit of a chilly evening with temperatures staying around 7 degrees. Gusty winds will bring frequent showers, but the bank holiday weekend will be dry with spells of sunshine until Monday, when the rain's back.
That's all from Just News for this year. We'll see you again soon. Good night.
Good night.
Magic, the occult, and